Bring a light to the dark. We posted up by the park. We got a couple of signs. We bringing people to God. We turn and pray to the east. We never bow to the beast. We bring a prayer to the south. We bringing people to feast. We bringing light to the dark. We posted up by the park. We got a couple of signs. We bringing people to God. We turn and pray to the east. We never bow to the beast. We bring a prayer to the Sabbath and bid the people to feast. Judah a lion. In Bethel we learned to Zion when our father fell asleep on the rock. Now we consider why we when we don't sleep on the rock. So still be snoozing and stone the builders refusing. Came back around just to bruise them. I wonder who can get through to them. No one but the spirit. So I wrapped a couple letters in packages like a lyric. They distracted cause they heard we the actual people living. They counteract with conjecture. We battle axes and menaces. Limitless, it's a whole vibe. Me and my brothers come together like a whole tribe. Bashamayan, why my arms keep it so tied to the Father through commandments till your soul rise. Lord knows. We bring a light to the dark. We posted up by the park. We got a couple of signs. We bringing people to God. We turn and pray to the east. We never bow to the beast. We bring a prayer to the Sabbath and bid the people to feast. We bringing light to the dark. We posted up by the park. We got a couple of signs. We bringing people to God. We turn and pray to the east. We never bow to the beast. We bring a prayer to the Sabbath and bid the people to feast. Maybe mix a few drinks, take a sip. That bottle is for the fathers that never got to be here. We live in prophecy clear. We walk in obvious fear. We see in Joshua trees that water salty in here. That's why we hardly can breathe. Our mental foggy in here. The Father gon' have to burn it. These demons lofty in here. Yo. Don't trip, every place that your soul's hit. Know that you're gonna be ruling these nations, don't quit. He who endures, he has faith, and he who retreats, he lacks patience. Remedial black faces, couldn't walk the line like Jack Chase is blind, eating blind, now that's Mace. Not following base men. Keep this living from in front of me. I don't wanna hear them words come because of me. I pray for grace to appear in the spirit just to come to me. Until then I'm moving humbly. Lord knows. We bring a light to the dark. We posted up by the park. We got a couple of signs. We bringing people to God. We turn and pray to the east. We never bow to the beast. We bring a prayer to the Sabbath and bid the people to feast. We bringing light to the dark. We posted up by the park. We got a couple of signs. We bringing people to God. We turn and pray to the east. We never bow to the beast. We bring a prayer to the Sabbath and bid the people to feast.
Passover. It's the season of holy convocations. Leviticus 23 and 4. Moses commanded the elders of Israel, strike blood across the door. The Passover, time to purge out the leavening and let the blood shine bright. Cause the first sons born of Israel was saved that night. 1 Corinthians chapter 5. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Luke 22 and 7. Says that day must be fulfilled, and the Passover must be killed. Now the Passover is holy and kept in honor, so you must be clean. The Most High covers that in Numbers 9, 6 through 13. Loins girded strong, staff in your hand. You must be haste and eat. Be sure those boots strapped tight and fast on your feet. Get rid of all the malice and wickedness in your heart. Be sincere to the word when you're breaking that bread apart. The Most High didn't come for the whole world, but Israel instead. Let's come together united in Yahweh and break this bread.
To the dark, we posted up by the park. We got a couple of signs. We bringing people to God. We turn and pray to the east. We never bow to the beast. We bring a prayer to the Sabbath and bid the people to feast. We bringing light to the dark. We posted up by the park. We got a couple of signs. We bringing people to God. We turn and pray to the east. We never bow to the beast. We bring a prayer to the Sabbath and bid the people to feast. Tell the devil it ain't enough. Nah. Matter what you going through, keep going. I'm sure if they had their way, I've been stopped. See, I can see them from a mile away. They in the cut, know how I play it. Then the food won't start the day. Then I'ma play my part. Much is given, much required. I won't let them treat me out my place. Up, I gotta show where I'm from, how they play it hard. Don't know why I thought that it would change. When I came in, it's true. Once you peep the facial loans, then you cool. The way they play the game, flaw, I never do. Stay in your place, I'm like a paw to these little dudes. And we gon' get most out of praise, he brought me through it. My mind stay like anything, we can do it. We putting work up on this faith and we improve. I try to tell them I ain't new to this. First we did it, now they doing this. Sticking to the manuscript. I think they follow the blueprint. Elohim sending me, did not go. Tell my enemies to step it up. Tell the devil it ain't a no. Keep on going on and on and on and on and on. I'm fighting. I'm fighting. I ain't letting no. I'm gonna keep on going on and on and on. It ain't a no. And on. Tell the devil it ain't a no. I'm fighting. Look at all what we done been through. We done overcame all that they pretend to. We don't fold, we don't bend. We knew we in due time, we would overcome. It's like a jungle sometimes. It made me wonder how I keep from going on. Experience, I don't worry. Most I say look up at the birds, think about it. Call them bird brain, but somehow they maintain. If I do that for them, if for you, don't you think I'ma do the same thing or more? Gratitude, grateful. He said no one gotta support you, I separate. Get two, walk together, let's stay agreed. Be the hand, I be the knee. Don't matter to me, get on your job, no indeed. Don't wanna hear your sob story, no indeed. Teach you how to live this life for peace. Take the choice, blessings and curses. You know we in the week, and you can't stand next to me if you pretend. Before the 12, we endure to the end. Let's go. I'm fighting. Yes, sir. I'm fighting. It's the most going on and on and on. I'm fighting, yeah. I'm fighting, yeah. Let's go. It's your 4104, man. To my lad, bro. I'ma leave it all here. I'll pray.
End times. Legendary bandit loose in the building tonight.
Today, the members of the Science and Security Board moved the hands of the doomsday clock forward. We moved the clock forward the closest it has ever been to midnight. 90 seconds.
Weapons forming, but they not prospering. He preparing that table, they gotta watch you win. Tug of war with that flesh. Y'all was cool, now you ops again. Fight the good fight, don't let it box you in. Breath of life, let his spirit be your oxygen. He went away to send it, cause he knew the hearts of men. The spirit telling me not to switch. Put my hand to the plow, I ain't dropped it since. Atomic bulletins, nuclear scientists, all of them weapons only gonna bring us close to where Zion is. At first they won't tryna hear. Now they see it and they get the message loud and clear. When you got inner peace, they want you out of here. If you a speaker, they wanna blast you. You a pioneer. Now that the whole world watching the minute hand, repent or perish. If you hearing this, it's still a chance. We looking ancient again. 2 Chronicles 7:14. Let's making amends. Was a slave to the sin that was caging us in. Who dealt us this wicked hand? No way you could win. Becoming dangerous men to try to pay for the rent. In the gutter, you get one strike, straight to the pen. In they heart is deceit, on they faces a grin. We need solid brothers and sisters, not occasional friends. It's time we racing against the 70th week. Wait for the prince. Still studying the major prophets. We found the truth, and the way they hit it made it obvious. Would you look at the time? In with the truth, out with the lies. We got 90 seconds until the show begins. Peace to the laborers, pay them homage. And Hamashiach, it ain't nothing that you can't accomplish. Asking his name, you gon' receive it. He made a promise. You have not, cause you ask not, or ask amiss. The intercessor, he not a genie that grants your wish. You don't forgive, should he forgive you of your past offense? Go forgive your brother and come ask again. He knows your inner thoughts, so you can't pretend. Look, they say we only got 90 seconds. Apply the pressure, you know time is precious. Straightforward and unashamed with his gospel message. Repent, Messiah's coming, though many may not accept it. We about to cross the line, where the lights is off and the cars decline, where the food is scarce and water is hard to find. And talking like how we talking ain't authorized. This your moment, Jacob. You've been called to rise. The furnace of affliction melted the shackles away. Your transgressions are forgotten. Get back in your place. You broke the laws, but I'm greeting you with open arms. The prodigal son. I'm proud of you, son. From a slave to a priest. Look how far that you come. Yeah, well done is what we trying to hear. We got 90 seconds until we out of here.
My water straight from the throne. We built the altar with the unhewn stones. Roam through the city, all we see is these bones. So my face like flint till I wake a couple souls. A prophet hated by his own, so the father sent his son to bring the tribes of Jacob home. Jumping through these traps, cause they trying to see us gone. But we walking through the fire just like Daniel and his bros. From every sheep to her zone, we stay inside the book because the book is all we own. Heritage and you better hold it on. We like David fighting giants with no armor on a stone. We face east cause a car home. We face east just to call home. We can't sleep till we all home. We won't rest till they all gone. So I guess that we be calling out they all bones. Bless the sea, invest the deep in the laws of our God. Niggas Elohim, Shema, Warapah, all the side the king. Barakataya, Hawa, and Mashad Nagin. Bless the sea, invest the deep in the laws of our God. Niggas Elohim, Shema, Warapah, all the side the king. Barakataya, Hawa, and Mashad Nagin. From Bereshit to the books in Greek, the dragon took the sheep. Man, the book complete. The father looked for peace, but we shouldn't the beast. Now we up until our power put the hook in cheek. Shema, Yasha Allah, Abanawa, Yahweh, Ahad. He the tower till he give us the power of God. Though in the tower you would never devour a tribe. The Lord despised all you devils, your hours arrived. Bless the sea that kept the peace. Never forgot the poor and he kept the feast. We trying to dodge destruction, they can't stop the sea. Barakataya, Hawa, and Mashak Nagin. Bless the sea that kept the peace. Never forgot the poor and he kept the feast. Trying to dodge destruction, they can't stop the sea. Barakataya, Hawa, and Mashak Nagin.
Yo, shalom. Shalom, shalom, shalom. What's up? What's up, y'all? How y'all doing, man?
Shalom, man. How about you? Shabraga.
Shalom, everyone.
Rockathan. Man, it's been a minute since I've been on camera, man. See, I'm trying to grow my beard out, trying to grow my hair out a little bit. I told Yahweh I'm not gonna cut my hair till before Passover, man.
I think we was gonna get locks.
Nah, only one person can have locks, man. That's you, man. That's you.
Wow, Yaquab got locks.
He do?
Yeah, North Carolina.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, and what's his name? Karatazar. Yeah, we do got locks. Yeah, man.
And Willie.
Yeah, and yeah, Wa'ala.
Oh, yeah.
Wa'ala, man. Wa'ala. Yo, so man, this was so short notice, I didn't get, I didn't get the history, thing that Yahweh does going into history segment, I didn't get none of that, but let's give some shout outs, man. Let's start at the who we got up front. Go ahead and do that, man. Who Shemaiah, go ahead, man.
Oh, you want me to?
All right, Shalom, Shalom, Sister John Gilchrist. Shalom, Debbie Diane. Shalom, sis. Malachi, Shalom.
Got it already.
John Allen, Shalom. Brown, Shalom. First Officer Yawasab, Shalom. Nazar, Shalom. Soldier Nadia, Shalom. Yaikwab, Shalom. Soldier Yaikwab, Shalom. Sister Belen Christella, Shalom. Soldier Araya, Shalom. Success Journey, Shalom.
Hey, man, them brothers out there in SAC, man, they doing their thing, man. They doing their thing. Brother Araya went out there, I think 2 weeks ago, and they opened, Barack opened his door to him, man, and they went and had a nice little feast, I heard, man. So shout out to them brothers out there.
World Without End, Shalom. Soldier Zebulon, Shalom. Boaz, Shalom.
Brother Boaz, man.
Officer Kadar, Shalom.
Officer Kadar, Shalom, Mark, Shalom. Shalom, Soldier Araya.
Yeah,
man, whoever else is in here, man.
Chokma, Shalom.
We're not gonna go through the whole list, man. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Came on today, man. Some announcements, man. What we got going on? Boaz, what we got coming up?
All right, so some stuff that we got coming up. All right, so go ahead. Let me fix this a little bit. Just a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. So coming up here soon, and next month we got the new moon coming around. Was it the 9th? Yeah, the 9th of February. All right, so we got the new moon coming. That's what's coming like right around the corner. So I hope y'all are doing what getting prepared for that. You know what I'm saying? Because it is a feast day, so you can feast. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Get as far as like food that you want to cook, some good stuff. Y'all can cook it, and then when we do the new moon class, you could put what y'all making in the chat. Do that. Some other stuff that's coming up is
Passover, man. Passover coming up.
Yeah, you know what it is. Passover, 21st of April. We got the Passover. It's going to be out in Atlanta, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to the website that's at the bottom of the flyer, anointedhouseofsaints.org, so you can get you a ticket, man. Go ahead and grab you a ticket right now. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait till the last minute and grab you a ticket. Get you a ticket now.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We would love to see all y'all faces that are on the class at the Passover.
Mm-hmm. At the Passover, man. That's going to be a nice event. You know, I believe it's going to be like a 3-day thing. All the brothers and sisters going to be out there, man. Get y'all tickets, get your Airbnbs, your hotels, whoever you're staying with, your car rentals, all that, man. Get all that. It's going to be a nice event that we got going on that day. Also, man, we ain't seen this in a while, man. Smooth like butter. You know what I'm saying? We got the smooth like butter. Um, if y'all haven't checked it out, man, make sure y'all go to my website, man, smoothlikebutter.com. I got this new scent. It's called Blood Orange. I don't know if y'all can see that. Blood Orange, man, it smells great. And then it's actually 20% off. You know, let me do it like that. There we go. 20% off, man. Smoothlikebutter.com. SMUV like BUTTA.com, man. Smooth like butter. But yo, so today we're gonna get into can the Gentiles become spiritual Israel, man? Romans chapter 2, man. Romans chapter 2. Go ahead.
Nah, just real quick. I'm gonna say this one time. The brother Tyrone that's in the chat. I'm gonna need you to chill spamming the chat. If you continue to spam the chat, I'm gonna put you in timeout like a little kid because you being a child, being a big little baby right now. So if you want to listen to the lesson, you can listen to the lesson, take notes and everything like that. But don't distract people in here trying to get the lesson, spamming in the chat. I'm asking you nicely, brother.
Right.
Go ahead, Adawan.
Hey, you got control of the chat, right? Okay, all right. Just you know, I ain't been on here in a while, so you know. So yeah, man, Romans chapter 2, man. Romans chapter 2. A lot of Christians come up to us on the streets and say, you know, the Gentiles can become spiritual Israel, even though they're uncircumcised, and as long as they keep the law, they can be spiritual Israel, right? This is what most of the Christians believe that Romans chapter 2 is talking about. And that's when we read the context of Romans chapter 2, we see that it's not talking about any other nation but Israelites who were circumcised and who weren't circumcised, right? So let's get into that, man. We have to remember that the point of Christ coming was to bring the nations together as one, right? And whatever the Most High say, whatever the Most High say, it gotta come to pass, right? It gotta come to pass. So let's get Isaiah 55:11 real quick. And then get me Jeremiah 31:35.
I'll get Jeremiah.
I got Isaiah 55. You want Isaiah 55 first?
Yeah, come.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 55 and verse 11. So shall my words be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereunto I sent it.
So whatever the Most High say, right? If there's prophecies in the Bible that has to happen, right? And if they don't happen, then we might as well just throw the whole Bible away, right?
That's right.
So whatever the Most High say, it gotta happen. Whatever He say that's gonna happen, it has to come to pass, right? So let's get Jeremiah 31, and then we're gonna start at 35.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31 and verse 35. Thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts is his name.
Read.
If those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever.
So look, if these ordinances was to go away, that's the only time the Most High is going to get rid of the nation of Israel, right? That's the only time that can happen. But obviously, these ordinances ain't going away. They ain't going nowhere. So the Most High is always looking out after Israel, right? This is just like a couple precepts to kind of line up what Romans chapter 2 is talking about, right? So let's go start. Let's get Romans chapter 2 verse 17. And we're not gonna be on here too long, man. You know, I don't like to be on the I know y'all got a short attention span, so we're not gonna be here too long. Let's get Romans chapter 2, verse 17. Let's read that.
This is the book of Romans, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 2, and verse 17. Behold, thou art a Jew and restest in the law, and makest thy boast of Yahweh.
God, Paul is speaking to Jews here, right? He says, "Behold, thou art called a Jew, and retestest in the law, and maketh thy boast of God." So Paul is speaking to these Jews here that are in Rome, right? And he's telling them, man, y'all are sitting here boasting in the law, right? But this ain't something new. You know what I'm saying? This ain't something that that is just occurring. All throughout the Bible, Israel is always boasting, right? Just to show that real quick, let's go to Isaiah 48:1. Hold that and get Isaiah 48:1.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 48, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Hear ye this, O house of Jacob, which are called by the name of Israel, and are come forth out of the waters of Judah, which swear by the name of the Lord, and make mention of the God of Israel, but not in truth, nor in righteousness.
So we see Israel even back then, they were sitting here boasting, right? That they was Jews or they was Israelites, right? But they weren't doing it in truth and righteousness, right? They wasn't doing that. So let's go back to Romans chapter 2, and we're gonna read that again. 2:17.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 2, and verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, thou art called a Jew, and restest in the law,
Mm-hmm.
and makest thy boast of Yahweh, and knowest his will, and approvest the things that are more excellent, being instructed out of the law.
Con. Read 18 one more time. Slakia, sorry.
And knowest his will, and approvest the things that are more excellent, being instructed out of the law.
Con. Now we know what the Most High will is, right? Somebody in the chat tell me what the will of the Most High is and where I can find it. I'm gonna give you a couple seconds to do that, man. Right. What I'm talking about? It don't matter.
I'll put that nigga time.
Yeah. So what's the will of the Most High? Somebody tell me real quick. What's the will of the Most High? Where can I find it? Right. So let's go to Psalms 40 and 8.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 40 and verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
I delight to do that. Excuse me. I delight to do thy will, oh my God. Yeah, thy law is within my heart.
God. So we see that the will of the Most High is basically keeping the law, right? Psalms 40 and 8. So let's go ahead and read 18 one more time.
Okay. And knowest, this is the book of Romans, chapter 2, and verse 18. And knowest his will, and approvest the things that are more excellent, being instructed out of the law.
Read.
And art confident that thou thyself art a guide of the blind, a light of them which are in darkness.
And that's what we supposed to be doing, right? Mm-hmm. Paul is saying that y'all supposed to be the light to the people that's in the darkness. When we go out in the streets and we teach our people, we try to be the light. You see what I'm saying? We try to wake the people up so they come into this truth and they understand what the hell is going on. This is what Paul is saying, right? So as of yet, we're not talking about any other nations. Do y'all agree with that?
Right.
right? We're not talking about no other nations, right? Let's keep reading. Verse 20.
An instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, which has the form of knowledge and the truth in the law.
Right? Again, Paul speaking to these Jews, and he's telling them, y'all supposed to be the light. Y'all supposed to be the people that's supposed to be teaching and being instructors to these foolish, these people that don't know what the hell is going on. You know what I'm saying? These people that have no knowledge of the truth. Keep reading.
Verse 21. Thou therefore, which teachest another, teachest thou not thyself. Thou,
go ahead.
Thou that preachest a man should not steal, dost thou steal?
Mm-hmm. So look, Paul, now he's saying that y'all who's supposed to be teaching these people, right? Are you teaching yourself what you're teaching them? You know, we have this saying that, you know, when I teach you, I teach myself, right? Read 21 one more time.
Thou therefore, which teachest another, teachest thou not thyself?
Right? Because we had these people boasting.
Right?
Thou, from verse 17 to 20, Paul's talking about y'all sitting here boasting that you keeping the law, right? 21, thou therefore which teaches another teaches not ourselves. So are you teaching these people as you teach them? Are you teaching yourself as well? Right? Read, keep reading.
Thou that preachest a man should not steal, dost thou steal?
You teaching a man that you shouldn't steal, but are you stealing? Right? Real quick, give me Micah 3 and 9. Let's get Micah 3 and 9 real quick.
The book of Micah, chapter 3 and verse 9. Hear this, I pray you, ye heads of the house of Jacob and princes of the house of Israel, that abhor judgment and pervert all equity.
So who was the heads of Israel during that time, right? Not this time, but during the crisis time, during, you know, the Romans and the Galatians, and you know what I'm saying? Like, who was the heads, right? It was the Levites, the priests, the scribes, the Pharisees, right? These was the heads of Israel at that time, right? Read that again.
It's the book of Micah, chapter 3 and verse 9. Hear this, I pray you, ye heads of the house of Jacob and princes of the house of Israel, that abhor judgment and pervert all equity.
Read.
They build up Zion with blood and Jerusalem with iniquity. The heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire.
And that's what was happening, Slakia. That's what was happening during crisis time. We're gonna get into that a little later in the chapter, but that's what was happening. Paul was sitting there telling them, like, if you're gonna sit here and teach somebody not to steal, you gotta not steal either.
Right.
Right? You can't be in the background stealing all the money from the church. But you trying to teach people that you try to teach people not to steal, but you doing it in the background.
Right.
Keep reading.
And the prophets thereof divine for money, yet will they learn upon the Lord and say, is not the Lord among us? None evil can come upon us.
And that's what's happening in the churches today.
For real.
Stealing. And read that last part again. Yet will what?
And say, is not the Lord among us? None evil can come upon us.
Nothing could come against us, right? We stealing all the money at Ebenezer's Baptist Church, right? I'm the pastor. We stealing all the. You giving me 10% every week. I'm about to go buy me a jet. I'm about to go buy me a new house, right? Ain't nothing evil can come upon us because the Lord is with us.
Yeah, saying the Lord blessing everything.
They thinking the Lord blessing everything.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Was you going to Matthew 23 at all, Adawan?
Later, but if you want to bring it out, bring it out. We can bring it out.
Nah, I'll wait till later.
All right, God. Let's go back to Romans 2.
Romans chapter 2 and verse 22. Thou that sayest a man should not commit adultery, dost thou commit adultery? Thou that abhorrest idols, dost thou commit sacrilege?
What is sacrilege? Somebody in the chat tell me what sacrilege is. This brother Brown said, "What if I stole a Bible from Barnes?" Come on, man. What is sacrilege, man? Anybody know what sacrilege is in the chat? Sacrilege. Right, we're gonna let y'all think about that real quick.
Yeah, I think I got an answer for Brown real quick.
Go ahead.
Let me see.
I know, Tyrone.
I
know.
I was thinking somewhere it talks about as far as obey the laws of the land.
Say it again.
It's something as far as like we supposed to obey the laws of the land that we're in.
Okay, I can see that, right?
Well, as far as what Tyrone said, as far as stealing the Bible out of Barnes and Nobles, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's what.
Sacrilege is basically using something sacred in violation on what it was meant for. For like, yep, there it is, Jacques. Yep, he said he banged it. That's funny. It's basically like the church, right? The church is meant, for certain things, but if you sitting here saying, "Oh, you giving me, give me some money and I'll pray for you," right? You violating the church on what it was meant for, right? The church is to bring people together, to pray, on the altar, all that kind of stuff, right? But scripture that says obey laws. Huh? Anyway, so that's what sacrilege is, right? Go ahead and read that. Read 22 again.
Verse 22. Thou that sayest a man should not commit adultery, dost thou commit adultery? Thou that abhorrest idols, dost thou commit sacrilege?
God. Now let's get like an example of this. Let's go to Matthew 23 and 16.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 23 and verse 16. Woe unto you, ye blind guides, which say, whosoever shall swear by the temple, it is nothing, but whosoever shall swear by the gold of the temple, he is a debtor.
Right. This is a form of sacrilege, right? They were telling people if you swear by the temple, it don't really mean anything. It's cool to do that, right? Keep reading. I'm gonna break it down even more. Go ahead.
Khan, you want me to read verse
17?
Khan, ye fools and blind, for whether is greater the gold or the temple that sanctifieth the gold?
One more time. Salakia.
Ye fools and blind, for whether is greater the gold or the temple that sanctifieth the gold?
So Christ is asking, what is more important, the gold or the temple that sanctified the gold, right? Because the Pharisees was asking for things, asking for money, for gold, silver, whatever they was getting to do certain things for people inside the temple. So Christ is asking, like, yo, What's more important, the gold or the temple? Right? Keep reading.
Verse 18, and whosoever shall swear by the altar is nothing, but whosoever sweareth by the gift that is upon it, he is guilty.
Go on. Keep reading. Go ahead.
Ye fools and blind, for whether is greater, the gift or the altar that sanctifieth the gift?
So what's greater, the gift or the altar that sanctified the gift? Right? It's a real simple concept, man. Go ahead, read.
Whoso therefore shall swear by the altar, sweareth by it, and by all things thereon.
Keep reading.
And whoso shall swear by the temple, sweareth by it, and by him that dwelleth therein.
So go ahead.
And he that shall swear by heaven, sweareth by the throne of Yahweh, and by him that sitteth thereon.
So we see like the Pharisees cared more about the gifts from these people than anything else, right? Yo, what's going on in the chat, man?
Man, this dude Tyrone, man. This nigga got like 35 accounts.
Damn, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. So we see that the Pharisees care more about like the gifts and the money of the chat. And this is why Christ is saying, yo, why y'all hypocrites, man? Woe to you. Y'all care more about this instead of caring about bringing people in, right? Bringing people to the temple, bringing people to worship and praise the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And this is what's happening in the church, right? And this is what Paul is talking about too. Right, let's go back to Romans chapter 2, verse 23.
It's the book of Romans chapter 2 and verse 23. Thou that makest thy boast of the law, through breaking the law, dishonoreth thou Yahweh.
Right, he's saying, the people that thou maketh thy boast of the law, you sitting here boasting that you keeping the law, right? But through you boasting, you still breaking the law. Are you dishonoring the Most High God? Right? Keep reading.
Verse 24. For the name of Yahweh is blasphemed among the Gentiles,
right,
through you, as it is written.
Right. So the name of the Most High, man, is being blasphemed because y'all sitting here boasting, saying we keeping the law, we doing this, we doing that, right? It's being blaspheming in front of all these other Gentiles, right? It says, as it is written. Let's get Ezekiel 36 and 19 real quick, because this ain't nothing new. Paul is always referring to something in the past, man. Ezekiel 36.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36, and verse 19. And I scattered them among the heathen, and they were dispersed through the countries. According to their way and according to their doing, I judged them.
Right. Keep reading.
And when they enter unto the heathen, whether they went, they profaned my holy name. When they said to them, these are the people of the Lord, and are gone forth out of his land.
So look, when we got scattered, man, to these heathens, right? Salakia, I had a sinus infection and I'm still kind of going through it. But when we got scattered into these heathens, right? No matter where we went, we always profane the Most High's name, right? And then when we got there, it says, these are the people of the Lord and are gone forth out of his land. So it's kind of like they was making fun of us. Like, yo, what y'all doing over here with us? Y'all supposed to be the people of the God of Israel, right? Y'all his kids. What the hell y'all doing over here, man? Right? Keep reading.
Verse 21. But I had pity for my holy name, which which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathen, whether they went.
So no matter where we went, man, the Most High had pity on his name, man. Read.
Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord God, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel.
God, he said, I ain't doing this. I ain't doing this for y'all's sake. Go ahead.
But for mine holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen, whether you went.
So I'm not doing this for y'all. I'm doing this for me, because y'all done messed up my name among the heathens, man. Y'all done messed up my name around these people. Y'all supposed to be doing what I'm telling you to do, but instead you want to do your own stuff, and it's making me look bad, right? Keep reading.
And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord, saith the Lord God, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes.
Right? So the Most High is going to come back and show these heathens that who he is, right? Because even today, we mess up, man. Even today, we profane the Lord's name. We got a lot of our people out there still eating the pork, still, sleeping with their brothers' wives, even sisters trying to sleep with other sisters. And, we supposed to be the children of the Most High. We supposed to be the chosen people, right? But we profaning the Lord's name, man. Right? And like I said, that's nothing new. This is why Paul says, as it is written, because he's always referring back to something. So let's go back to Romans chapter 2. All right. Romans 2, and we're going to read 23 again.
This is the book of Romans chapter 2 and verse 23. Thou that makest thy boast of the law, through breaking the law, dishonoreth thou Yahweh. For the name of Yahweh is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you, as it is written. For circumcision verily profiteth, if thou keep the law. But if thou be a breaker of the law, thy circumcision is made uncircumcision.
For circumcision verily profiteth you if you keep the law. If you keep the law, it's gonna profit you, man. What did not Jeremiah, Joshua say? If we meditate in the law, if we meditate in this thing every day, day and night, we'll be prosperous, right? But then Paul says, if thou be a breaker of the law, thy circumcision is made uncircumcision. So what is he saying? He's saying if you circumcise but you breaking the law, it was like it didn't even matter. Your circumcision didn't even matter, right? So far, I just want to make this clear. So far, from verse 17 to 25, does anybody see where he's talking about bringing other nations in, or other nations can become spiritual Israel? Anybody see that? No, right? Right. So let's get Genesis 17 and 11. Genesis 17 and 11. We're going to show you what the circumcision is and who it was for, because it wasn't for everybody. And if you were looking at Captain Jonathan's class, right, he broke this down. He broke this down. If you haven't seen it, go check it out on our channel. Shalom, Barzayah. Let's start at verse 17. Let's start at verse 9, just so we can get a little context.
The book of Genesis, chapter 17 and verse 9. And Yahweh said unto Abraham, thou shalt keep my covenant, therefore, thou and thy seed after thee in their generations.
You see, it says, and thy seed after thee. Not every nation came from Abraham, right? And we know who the chosen lineage was. although you had a bunch of people that was with Abraham and lived with Abraham, worked for Abraham, it wasn't meant for this covenant wasn't meant for everybody, right?
Okay.
Keep reading.
Verse 10. This is my covenant which ye shall keep
Mm-hmm.
between me and you and thy seed after thee.
Mm-hmm.
Every man child among you shall be circumcised,
Mm-hmm.
and ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be a token of the covenant betwixt me and you.
And it's between the Most High and Abraham, man. So them circus, we see Paul is talking to Jews, right? He's not talking about these other nations that aren't circumcised, because that was something, a covenant that the Most High made with him. I mean, with Abraham and himself and Abraham's seed, right? Like I said, we know who the chosen line went through already: Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the 12 tribes, right? So let's go back to Romans chapter 2. We're gonna do a lot of flip flop. What's up?
The book of Romans, chapter 2. You want me to start at verse 25?
Verse yeah, go ahead. 25.
All right. This book of Romans, chapter 2, and verse 25. For circumcision verily profiteth, if thou keep the law. But if thou be a breaker of the law, thy circumcision is made uncircumcision.
Mm-hmm. Read.
Therefore, if the uncircumcision keep the righteousness of the law, shall not his uncircumcision be counted for circumcision?
So if a brother that well, let me say this. Number one, we know this is talking about Israelites, because Shemaiah, give me 2nd Esdras 3 and 36 real quick.
Okay.
We know that
Is that 3 and 17?
2nd Esdras 3 and 36.
36. All right, God. It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 3, and verse 36. Thou shalt find that Israel by name has kept thy precepts,
Mm-hmm.
but not the heathen.
But not the heathen. The heathens can't keep these precepts, can't keep these laws. They don't want to even desire, they don't have a desire to keep these laws. Right? So this is how we know he's talking about Israel, right?
Like you kind of sound far away.
You hear me?
Say something.
You hear me?
God, I hear you now.
Oh, okay. I think I was covering the microphone on my laptop. But go ahead and read 26 one more time.
God. Therefore, if the uncircumcision keep the righteousness of the law, shall not his uncircumcision be counted for circumcision?
So Shemaiah, get Romans 2 and 14, right? So if a brother is not circumcised, but they keeping the law, shouldn't their righteousness, I mean, shouldn't they be considered circumcised? Right? I believe yes, because I'm going to explain it after Shemaiah read this. Go ahead and read it.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 2, and verse 14.
Uh-huh.
For when the Gentiles, which have not the law, do by the nature the things contained in the law, these, having not the law, are a law unto themselves.
Right? Keep reading.
Verse 15, which show the work of the law written in their hearts, their conscience also bearing witness, and their thoughts the mean while accusing or else excusing one another.
Right. So it's like before we came into the truth, right? I would assume a lot of us would be keeping the laws unknowingly, right? Some of us probably kept the Sabbath unknowingly. Some of us definitely wasn't committing adultery. We wasn't trying to sleep with our brother's wives. You know what I'm saying? We was keeping the Sabbath, so forth and so forth, right? but a lot of us was trying to was doing that, but didn't even realize it, right? Um, real quick, get me First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 41, right? But why would these people not be keeping the law? Or why would these people not know the customs of Israel? Because they was keeping the customs of the other nations, right? They was keeping the customs of these other nations doing whatever that they was doing. You know, it's just like in the Maccabees. Go matter of fact, go ahead and read that. First Maccabees chapter
1 and 41.
Chapter 1 verse 41.
Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
Right. So just like here, just like in America, let's say, they say, oh, you can't claim to be, an Israelite or whatever, right? The president might send a decree out and say, hey, man, if you're not following the customs of America, then, we're going to put you to death, so forth and so forth, right? Go ahead.
Yeah. Many also the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath.
And they
For
was
the
they was
king had
breaking the
sent,
Sabbath. They was breaking the Sabbath, man, and they was conforming to their customs over there in Greece. Go ahead.
what am I, 44? Okay, for the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and
Mm-hmm.
the cities of Judah that they should follow the strange laws of the land
Mm-hmm.
and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbath and feastable days.
So look,
And
man, just like back then, as things happening now. People not knowing that they're Israelites, they're keeping the customs of America, doing Valentine's Day, keeping New Year's, doing all that stuff. The same thing's happening then, it's happening now. Right? Keep reading.
and pollute the sanctuary and holy people,
Mm-hmm.
set up altars and groves and chapels of idols,
Mm-hmm.
and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts.
Right? In America, what they got y'all doing? I hope none of y'all, but people got secret sins these days, and you know what I'm saying? But America got our people out here eating swine, you know what I'm saying? Bowing down to the Christmas tree, eating unclean beasts, you know what I mean? Same thing. Go ahead.
That they should also leave their children uncircumcised,
Uh-huh.
and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and uh,
Profanation.
profanation.
Right? If we go to the doctor today, or we, one of y'all ribs have a doctor, and I mean go to the hospital having a baby, if you don't mention that, he said yellow spirit. That's right. He said if you don't mention that you want your kid to be circumcised, they won't do it. They'll make sure not to do it, right? Unless you say something, right? Read 48 one more time.
That they should also leave their children uncircumcised, and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and
Mm-hmm.
profanation,
Read.
to the end they might forget the law
Mm-hmm.
and change all the ordinances.
And that's the main thing, man.
Uh,
So that the kids, not the parents, the kids will forget the ordinances that they're supposed to be following. The kids, and then their kids, and their kids, so forth and so forth, right? Because they're taking on the customs of these other nations. That's how you forget. That's how you make somebody forget who they are. Read that verse 50.
And whosoever would not do according to the commandments of the king, he said he should die.
Right. And if they didn't keep the commandments of the king, or if they didn't keep his ordinances or their customs, then, they would die, man. Right. So when we go back to get Ephesians 2:11, right? So when we look at Romans chapter 2, verse 14, right? Boaz, can you read that real quick? And then we'll get Ephesians.
This book of Romans chapter 2 and verse 14. For when the Gentiles, which have not the law, do by nature the things contained in the law, these, having not the law, are a law unto themselves.
Right. So us that are trying to have come into the truth, or prior to didn't know the truth, but we kept the laws, right? We did them naturally. This isn't talking about, a heathen. Dude, they are going. Yo, man,
Lucky.
I'm about to turn the whole chat off, man.
I know, right?
It's not the whole chat.
It's not them. It's Tyrone. Like
Tyrone.
The man has endless accounts.
Endless accounts.
God,
that's crazy, man. Yeah, can't be putting a spirit on you to make 100 YouTube accounts. Yo, man, that's crazy. Read verse 15, man.
Kind of a while. Verse 15. Having abolished in
verse 15.
I'm in Ephesians. Verse 15. This book of Romans chapter 2, verse 15, which shew the work of the law written in their hearts, their conscience also bearing witness, and their thoughts, the meanwhile accusing or else excusing one another.
It's like you have it in your system where you know when something is wrong. Like when it's in your spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's in your spirit to not commit adultery on your wife, right? It's in your spirit not to look or lust after your brother's wife, right? So forth and so forth, man. Although we weren't in the truth, it was just something in our spirit that kept us from doing that type of stuff, right? Go to Ephesians 2:11. Salaki.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 2 and verse 11. Wherefore remember that ye being in past time Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision,
right?
In the flesh.
Go ahead.
In the flesh made by hands.
Right. So we was called Gentiles in the flesh. Again, how was we Gentiles in the flesh? Because we wasn't doing what the Most High was telling us to do. We was following other customs, just like there was in the Maccabees, man. Give me 2nd Ezra chapter 2, and we're gonna go to verse 33. I'm gonna show you that we was Gentiles, so-called or heathens in the past, man. I just went to the Maccabees, and then we're gonna show you in Ezra's. 2nd Ezra.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 2 and verse 33. I, Ezra, received a charge of the Lord upon the Mount Horeb, that I should go unto Israel, but when I came unto them, they set me at naught and despised the commandment of the Lord.
So Ezra was going to Horeb, right? The Most High came to him, told him, hey, man, you need to go to Horeb. And when he got there, Israel was like, okay, whatever. I don't really care. They wasn't paying attention, right? They didn't care anything he was talking about, right? And they despised the commandments of the Lord. I'm sure Ezra went out there rebuking brothers. Y'all don't need to be doing this. Y'all don't need to be doing that. Just like we do on the street. Just like we tell our family. Just like we tell our friends, right? But Israel stiff-necked. They don't want to hear. They don't want to they don't even consider it, right? Um, and I'm gonna read this out. And despise the commandment of the Lord, right? They don't want to do anything the Lord say. Go ahead and read 34.
And therefore I say unto you, O ye heathen, that hear and understand, look for your shepherd, he shall give you everlasting rest, for he is nigh at hand, that shall come in the end of the world.
He called Israel heathens. So for y'all that ain't got a precept or want to know where Israel is called a heathen, that's the scripture right there. Second Ezra chapter 2, verse 33. Right. 34, 33 and 34. 33 is just, to keep it in context. Right? We was Gentiles, quote unquote heathens in the past, man. Why? Because again, we forgot our customs. Hey, somebody just kicked Tyrone out, man.
That's what we've been doing.
What we've been doing.
Wow. He said he got 100,
like 50
100 accounts. That's crazy. Yeah, man. So we was called heathens, right? Because we was worshiping other things. Give me Ezekiel 14 and 4. Let's go back to Ezekiel.
You said Ezekiel what?
14 and 4.
I got a precept too. Add on to the that Ezra one.
14 and 5. Go ahead, bring that precept out.
Khan, it's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 20 and verse 30.
Mm-hmm.
It reads, wherefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, are ye polluted after the manner of your fathers, and commit ye whoredom after their abominations? For when ye offer your gifts, when ye make your sons to pass through the fire, ye pollute yourselves with all your idols, even unto this day. And shall I be inquired of by you, O house of Israel? As I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will not be inquired of by you, and that which cometh into your mind shall not be at all that ye say, we will be as the heathen, as the families of the countries, to serve wood and stone. Just to add on to Adawan's point, as far as us being the Gentiles, and then in Ezra's, us being called heathens. Even here, Yahweh was saying, like, we're going to follow after those other nations, thus being called heathens for being just like them, going after their idols and their gods.
That's right. Let's even hit it some more, man. Get Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 5.
It's the book of Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 5. That I may take the house of Israel in their own heart, because they are all estranged from me through their idols. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord God, repent and turn yourselves from your idols, and turn away your faces from all your abominations.
You see? Because we're called heathens and Gentiles because we were worshiping other gods, worshiping idols. The Most High turned his face away from us for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But what did he ask them to do? Read that again. Verse 6.
Verse 6. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord God, repent and turn yourselves from your idols, and turn away your faces from all your abominations.
So the Most High is asking us to repent, man, to turn from our wicked ways. Stop worshiping these other gods, man. Right? Let's go back to Romans chapter 2. We're going to go to 27.
Kind of the book of Romans chapter 2 and verse 27. And shall not uncircumcision, which is by nature, if it fulfill the law, judge thee, who by the letter and circumcision dost transgress the law?
Salaki, read that one more time. My bad.
Kind of book of Romans chapter 2 and verse 27. And shall not uncircumcision, which is by nature, if it fulfill the law, judge thee, who by the letter and circumcision dost transgress the law?
Mm-hmm. So what'd you say?
No, go ahead. I don't want.
Okay, fine. And shall not uncircumcision, which is by nature. Again, the people that aren't circumcised by nature, right? They didn't get cut up on the 8th day, they didn't get cut up on the 8th day, but they still keeping the law, man, right? And this is why we went to Romans 2 and 14 to show that, right? Read verse 28.
For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly.
And this is Slovakia. And this is where the Christians is going to come in and say, see, anybody can be a Jew, right? As long as you are a Jew inwardly, right? It's not about your outward appearance. Slovakia, I got to go back. 27. Paul is saying here that these people that are uncircumcised and they keeping the law, they're going to end up judging the Jews that are circumcised. Y'all see that where it says judge thee? If it fulfill the law, if they're keeping the law, they're going to judge you. Right? Go ahead and read 28 one more time, Slovakia.
Verse 28. For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision, which is outward in the flesh. But he is a Jew, which is one inwardly, and circumcision is that of the heart, in the spirit, and not in the letter, whose praise is not of men, but of Yahweh.
Right. So this ain't a new concept, man. Verse 28. Let's show what this is talking about. Go to Matthew 23. We're gonna start at verse 1.
I got a precept.
Go ahead, bring it up.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30 and verse 6. And the Lord thy God will circumcise thy heart and the heart of thy seed, to love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. So the circumcision of the heart that's what gets circumcised, not physically your the foreskin of your member.
Right. That's right, man. Right. Let's read Matthew 23 and what's our verse 1.
23 and 1.
Yeah.
This book of Matthew, chapter 23 and verse 1. Then spake Yahweh Shai to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do, but do not ye after their works, for they say and do not.
Right. So Christ is telling you, man. Matter of fact, you ever, your parents, right? They say, do as I say and not as I do. Right? This is what Christ is saying. Do what the Pharisees say do, but don't follow what they're doing. Right? I can't sit here and tell you to stop smoking cigarettes or don't smoke cigarettes. Don't be a drunkard. Right? And then you see me smoking cigarettes all the time and being drunk. Talking about it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Right.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. I gotta get a drink. Right? Jump down to verse 5.
Verse 5. But all their works they do for to be seen of men. They make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments.
Right? Because all they're trying to do is be seen by men. They got the super long ZZ zone, right? They got the super long fringes on. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. I'll just add a vision real quick. Anyway, keep reading verse 6.
Okay. And love the uppermost rooms at feasts and the chief seats in the synagogues.
Gone. So it's just like the churches, man. This is the what they used to say, the pastor's uh uh anniversary. He gonna sit over here, right? They wanna sit in the uppermost room. They want to sit in the chief seats. They're trying to be seen by men. Don't do what they do, but do what they say. Right? Jump down to verse 27.
Verse 27. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones and of all uncleanness.
That's what Paul is talking about in Romans chapter 2. You claiming to be a Jew outwardly, but it's not about your appearance outwardly, it's about what's going on inside. Are you a Jew inside? Right? This is what Paul was referencing. Paul was saying the same exact thing Christ was saying, right? Christ was basically saying to the Pharisees that they're hypocrites and they appear righteous on the outside, but in the inside, they was wicked as hell. Right? Read verse 28.
Kind. Even so, ye also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within ye are full of hypocrisy and iniquity.
Again, Paul was saying the same thing Christ was saying. Don't put so much emphasis on the outward appearance. It's about the inner man. Right? Christ is calling these Pharisees hypocrites, man. Because they were sitting here using the temple for people. They was charging people to pray. They was charging people to bring gifts or whatever the case may be, right? Yeah, you're right, Taz, right? Tay, Salakia, right? Sounds like Christianity today, right? So let's go back to Romans chapter 2 and verse 29.
Romans chapter 2 and verse 29. But he is a Jew, which is one inwardly, and circumcision is that of the heart, in the spirit, and not in the letter, whose praise is not of men, but of Yahweh.
God, again, this is not something new. So far, I'm a backtrack a little bit. So far, you go ahead.
Somebody's speaker is cutting out or cutting in. It's like all right, it's good now. You good. Go ahead, Adawan. Salakia.
So far, again, there is nowhere that we've read in Romans chapter 2 where it talks about a Gentile or another nation of people becoming spiritual Israelites. There's nowhere in this chapter that says that. This is Paul speaking to Jews about other Jews that don't know that they're Jews because they're keeping the customs of the Romans at this time. And this is who the letter was addressed to. Was the Romans who were called to be saints. And we know who the saints are, right? We know who the saints are. Give me Deuteronomy 10 and 16.
It's the book of Deuteronomy. chapter 10 and verse 16. Circumcise therefore the foreskin of your heart and be no more stiff-necked.
Circumcise your heart. This is what Paul is teaching. This is not a new concept that Paul's teaching, though. Like I said, Paul is always going back. He's going always quoting something or bringing something to light from the Old Testament, right? Because Paul is what? He was the Pharisees of Pharisees, the Hebrews of Hebrews. He knows the Torah and Tanakh like the back of his hand. So he's always going to refer back, right? Again, it's nothing new, man. And you already brought out Deuteronomy 30 and 6. It's all about what's the changing of the inner man. And this is what Paul is teaching. It doesn't matter what you have on the outward appearance. It's about the inner appearance. So if your brother is not circumcised on the 8th day, but he's keeping the laws anyway, he should be counted. It should be counted as circumcision. You should treat him like you treat your next brother. We supposed to be out here teaching our people, bringing them out of darkness, bringing them into the light. They don't know that they're Israelites because they're following these customs in the place America where we live, right? Give me this is the last precept. Give me Jeremiah 14. I mean Jeremiah 4 and 4.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4 and verse 4. Circumcise yourselves to the Lord, and take away the foreskins of your heart, ye men of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem.
Right.
Lest my fury come forth like fire and burn that none can quench it, because of the evil of your doing.
God. So again, it's Paul is trying to teach like, yo, it's the circumcision. You got to change your heart, your inner man. That's how you're a Jew. You're not a Jew just because you keep the laws. Y'all sitting here boasting about that, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Obedience is better than sacrifice, right? I believe that's 1 Samuel. Yeah, man. So that's my lesson, man. I hope y'all was edified by something, and we can see again there is no such thing as spiritual Israel in Romans chapter 2. Yeah, man. I hope y'all was edified by something, man. I'm Captain Shaquat. Again, I apologize for the sniffling. I just getting over a sinus infection. So, yeah, man. Y'all got anything?
Wow, I don't got nothing that one.
I got the book of Daniel though.
Go ahead, bring that out.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7, and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
God.
That's
right, man.
And also I want to I hope Jay is still in the chat. Go and watch our lesson on sex is marriage. We got a lesson in the chat about sex is marriage. Go watch that.
Right.
Because he was talking about since he had sex with this Elamite woman, that's his wife. Go watch that. Go watch that lesson and explain everything.
Yeah, con. Oh, that was the brother in the beginning of the class, right?
Well, somewhere throughout the class, he had brought it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and watch that lesson, man. Again, I hope y'all was edified. Boaz, you know how to do the outro here? I can't find it.
I do all that.
I was trying to run it. I ain't been on here in a minute, man. So
good, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, make sure y'all tune in I hope y'all read y'all's chapters as far as Torah class. I believe it is chapter 26 and verse 27. If you haven't, go ahead and go read that right now, so y'all can get ready for class. So tune in to the Torah class tomorrow at 8:30. I know sometimes on the flyer it'd be saying 9, but it's at 8:30. What else is there? I'm not sure if we're going to do a power hour Friday, but there is the prayer call at 9 p.m.
That's right.
Eastern time, Khan, Salakia. Where's that? This is all right. Here, go down here on the ticker. That's the number for you to call in for the prayer call at Friday night at 9 p.m. If you're seeing this, go ahead. If you can screenshot it for your phone and join us on the prayer call, man. We do a little lesson, some scriptures be getting brought out, and we send up prayers for everybody. So y'all more than welcome to get on the call and let us know, what's on your spirit, what you've been dealing with, so we can send our prayers up to the Most High. That way He may cleanse us of those things and keep us covered.
Right.
What else?
So, yeah. Also, if you want brothers to pray for you, man, send us an email at anointinghos@gmail.com. Tell us what you're going through. It ain't got to be pages long, but you know what I'm saying? Just give us your name, short description of what you want us to pray for you for, and brothers will do it, man. You know what I mean? Brothers will do it.
Okay. And of course, tune in to Sabbath Morning Brew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all on there. But that's all I got, Adawan.
Got anything, Shemaiah?
No, I already said what I had to say.
All praises. All right, man. We out of here. I'm your Captain Shaquat.
Officer Shemaiah.
Shalom.
This is not a test.
Black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, 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 black music, black music, black music.